What's up everybody, Unfair here, and we are about to go on an adventure. The adventure of the Raven. This is an adventure game, a point-and-click adventure is what they call them, and we're going to be starting up right here. This is broken into 3 chapters, only 1 chapter is available right now for the month of July, and that is Eye of the Sphinx. So we're going to get that started right now, and here we go. For the record, the music is awesome.
Thrilled, Miss Penguin.
The Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold? 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 You hear me? This is no time for fun and games.
Behind you, man. That there would be the Eye of the Sphinx, I assume.
Calm down. I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
A copper? What are you doing here? And where's Harold?
Harold? Well, there's another guard back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
This doesn't seem suspicious at all.
Oh, good. Then he hasn't got it yet.
You mean the Raven's heir?
Shh! Turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but...
Do you understand? You and me, mate. We'll be heroes.
This dude's the distraction.
All right, now, we just have to...
What?
Halt!
I guess not.
Stop! You're under arrest!
Nice. Alright, away we go here. Yeah, this is a really cool opening sequence so far. If you want to see another cool one, you guys should check out the Book of Unwritten Tales, made by the same company. Another point-and-click adventure, absolutely fantastic game. Borderline, like, amazing, just epic game. You gotta like the point-and-click adventures, though, but the humor in that was amazing. For this one, I don't know how humorous this one can be, considering it's more of a serious crime drama than a fantasy goofy thing with a, you know, pink creature following you around. But we'll see. They need to put the soundtrack out for this game, because that is just fantastic. Alright.
Hands up!
I don't have time to play. I'm on duty.
If you're on duty, you're reading a book. Damn kid.
You're funny, but you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
Kid should go away. Ask who he is, or toy gun. Let's ask who he is.
What's your name, boy?
My name is Matthew Miller,
And where are you from, Matthew Miller?
from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. But my mom and I live in England now. She's taking care of some rich old lady. We're on our way to Venice at the moment. We're taking a cruise on a
Man,
big
this kid's
ship.
giving up all the information.
You've already seen half the world. I've spent my entire life in Switzerland.
Must be really boring.
Alright, so now we can ask him, I guess, about the toy gun.
And what's with the gun? What do you need it for?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre, and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although, I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels.
Burglary and
You
linen.
do know, these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what the papers say?
Whoops.
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Inspector Legrand, it's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police. But it'd be better if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on things.
Well, would I like to help, or should I ask what's going on here? Let's find out.
But monsieur, your journey on this train is most unusual. Is it related to the burglary at the British Museum?
Not in the least.
And the safe? What's that for?
I'll let you know if we need your help, Constable. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
Oh, here we go.
Thanks to that?
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that that man over there is a violinist.
That would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
Zellner.
Constable Zellner.
Owned.
If you're such a clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
Ooh, I better get this right. I don't think he's on holiday since he's the inspector guy. He's the inspector guy who, if you guys watched the prologue, he was the one who ran along the rooftops. He's who you play as in the prologue, and he's the one who ran along the rooftops and shot the supposed Raven. So this is the famous Legrand dude. Okay, so he's searching for someone. He's guarding something. I would say since we mentioned a safe earlier, he's got to be guarding something.
I think you're guarding something.
Oh, really? And what might it be?
Now that's the question. I could say whatever's inside the safe. I could say a jewel. I could say money. I'm gonna just be a little more obvious.
I really couldn't say. But it must be very important.
Why is that?
Because you are very important. They wouldn't have assigned the case to you if it were just a trifle.
Let's assume that we really are transporting something very important on this train. And let's assume that it really is my job to see that it arrives safely. Then why isn't the train crawling with police?
Oh, that's easy. You don't want to... Yeah, so you don't arouse attention. However, for those a little more evilly minded, it could be a trap, or more men are unnecessary. So you could flatter the guy by saying more men are unnecessary. All he needs to do is watch it. You don't want to arouse attention by having so many people, or it's a trap. I want to see what happens if I say it's a trap.
It's a trap.
You've got a vivid imagination. I'll give you that.
It's a trap?
Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better. We'll get along fine without you.
You won't.
He's like, what?
Pardonnez-moi.
I can help, and I will help. You are in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Clever and stubborn. Your commitment speaks volumes, Zellner. But this is my show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
But how do you know?
Guy's kind of a douche, isn't he? Okay. Well, now I gotta deal with this kid again.
Oh, hello.
My.
You cheated.
What?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put two and two together.
And what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really
Can we shoot
tell
the
on
kid?
me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa, it was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar.
It kind of
That's
explains
how
the
he
story
got
a
his
little better.
start.
I won't tell him a thing.
But why would that change whether the kid would want to tell him? If I were the kid, I'd want to tell him even more
Everyone
now.
calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie, as if I were a little kid.
Alright, so...
Whether Legrand wants my help or not, I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe I can change his mind.
Okay. You want to learn the game's controls. You know what? Just for you guys so you can see how things work, let's get it done. Examine an item by click on it. Click on the sandwich paper.
This
Bam.
morning I thought I wouldn't be hungry because of all the excitement. Thankfully, I bought a sandwich with me anyway.
Look at his gut, too. If you move the mouse over the sandwich paper again, you see the cursor shape has changed to take it. Never know if we'll need it. Might need some sandwich crumbs. Very good. Move the cursor to the bottom of the screen. That's where inventory is. See? Inventory. And we can do that. And we could wrap the apple core in the paper, like so. Open inventory again and right click.
I wrapped the apple core in the sandwich paper. That way I can carry it without making a mess of my trouser pocket. Still, I'd prefer not to have to carry them all day.
And of course you could also use items inside your inventory with each other. So left click on the paper napkin and then click on the sandwich paper in the inventory. Did that not work?
The napkin came
There we
with the
go.
croissant I bought at the train station. A guilty pleasure. I don't need that either.
There we go. Now we've wrapped it up even tighter. So now we just take this and stick it here. Ta-da! Done. Now you know everything you need to know about how the game plays. So that's pretty much it. That is the essence of a point-and-click adventure. To the point where that's it. That's exactly it. You just look around for things, you find clues, you put them together.
A detective novel by my favorite author, Lady Clarissa Westmacott. For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stage one of her plays. I'll leave it there. I'll pick it up before I get off.
Okay, well, we can't do anything with that. Let's see. We can look out the window.
We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world.
Well, that's fun. Anything up top that we care about? No. Oh, look, there's a notebook. Return of the Raven, Inspector against Trap. Got that. That's the in-game menu, which we're good with. Oh, apparently, is that a score? So if I opened up the notebook, did I just lose score or something?
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. But one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he.
He's kind of like spazzing out over here. Let's talk to him.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloists travel a great deal and make a pile of money, or so they say.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
So where is he traveling to? Let's just go with
to
that.
Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
I'm sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Of course he
Have a good
didn't.
trip.
Thank you.
Of course he didn't notice anything. Okay, so we've already talked to him. I think we've seen all that we can see in this car. Therefore, let's go ahead and move on to the
Very
next
kind
one.
of you. Thanks. Oh,
Sorry.
pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucian. Professor Edgar Lucian.
Oh, a professor.
Okay.
Are you
So-
a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
Oh, here we
You
go.
don't say.
A fellow who might be able to tell us more about the burglary.
So, you were, shall we say, an eyewitness to the burglary 2 days ago?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
There was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well,
Sounds suspicious.
let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
Well then.
May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful
trust this
city,
guy.
so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
Just a moment, please. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No, should I?
You
Yeah,
don't
this guy's
know him?
suspicious.
And you also don't know what he's doing here?
No. Why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
Just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train? No. I can't say that I have.
This guy doesn't know much
Although
of
I did
anything.
spend most of the time in my compartment.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do
Very well,
understand,
then.
don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just... I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll
And
get
why would he
touch
be in a
if
hurry?
you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable.
Exactly why would he be in a hurry?
What's
It's
the
not
matter,
like
sir?
he's
The
gonna go
door.
anywhere.
I can't open it.
Ah, we'll sort it out somehow. The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward, he was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, what's this dude's deal?
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right, just wait here.
Huh.
Perhaps a thoughtful conductor noticed that Professor Lucien wasn't in his compartment and locked it.
This guy is like a little screwed up. Okay, we're gonna move on. What's the deal with this door?
The little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express.
Alright, let's move our way down the train here.
I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading the
the author
Vicarage
of
in
the
the
book.
Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable...
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure.
Huh.
May I
Well, let's
ask
find out
what
more.
you're doing here? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
Spoilers!
Rather
Oh my
not
god!
discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine.
Jeez.
Are you traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice.
Everybody's going to
From there,
Venice.
we will take a ship to Cairo.
And then Cairo.
As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I traveled to Egypt by ship as a young woman. And now I'm doing it again as an old woman.
I see. As a writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
Ooh, here we go. Archaeologist, the violinist.
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
Yeah, that guy's a little
did.
creepy.
He seemed nervous.
Exactly.
He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course.
Okay, how about the
Did
violinist?
you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like
poor
him
guy.
are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
Alright, so now we've learned more about that fella.
Did you
Anything
notice
else?
anyone else? What about the doctor?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few minutes ago. Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the raven?
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing here?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he save the day again?
No.
Or will you, Constable?
Damn
As much
right
as I'd
I
like
will.
to keep talking. Duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it. Your chance.
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes.
But
as
he's
my
not
friend
small.
Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
He's not small at all. He's got, Okay, we don't want to go into the next car. Examine the glass of toothpicks. That
The
seems completely
steward must
random.
have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally he would offer them discreetly after dinner.
Oh, I'll just take those. Don't mind me. I guess I just got one toothpick. Well, it seems like I would need to move into the next car again. So let's do that. Look behind the bar.
I suppose the steward won't object to me having a look around in his absence.
What do we got?
Pad on which the steward writes orders. Empty. Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to do today.
Maybe.
I don't need the pad, but the pencil might come in handy.
Thief! Thief, you just stole that. What's wrong with you? We can look at the bowl. Alright, let's have a look at the bowl.
Butterscotch. I've loved them since I was a child. Their only drawback, they don't play nice with false teeth.
Does he have false teeth?
Maybe if I just suck it.
Apparently, he has false teeth. He is an old man after all. Alright, what's in the drawer?
Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there.
Well, let's find out. It's locked.
Where could he be?
He was eaten and kidnapped and something awful.
A shortwave radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years.
What do we got? Can I take it? I can turn it on. Well, we don't really have much else to do behind the counter. So we've already looked behind the bar. There's a doctor here to talk to. Or we can go outside. I guess we'll talk to this fella because I don't want to just skip over anything.
Ah, Mr.
Zellner.
Right. How can I help you?
Anything suspicious? Robbery in London. Conductor. Say goodbye. Let's just start at the top.
Tell me, did you notice anything suspicious
I like
here
the
on
music.
the train or in Zurich?
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was stolen on the platform? No. Is there any reason to be concerned?
No, just routine.
Constable Zellner, please don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Interpol. Legarde is his name, if I recall correctly.
Legrand.
If you say so. At the train station in Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe, and then kept close watch as it was loaded onto the train. Don't tell me that a man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely. And I believe we both have a good idea just what's inside.
I think it's a gem of some kind, of course.
I do indeed have a theory, but what's yours?
A ruby was stolen in London. One of the legendary Eyes of the Sphinx. The second jewel, an emerald, is rumored to be in a Swiss bank vault, if I remember correctly. Both jewels were supposed to be exhibited together in Cairo for the first time in 50 years. It does make one wonder.
Indeed.
With everybody going to Cairo, that does
Any
make
news
sense.
about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it? It must have been professionals. The way they disabled one of the best security systems in the world. Most impressive.
People were injured.
One cannot execute a robbery of that scale without collateral damage. It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor. We can look forward to new and spectacular coups.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around if the new Raven is so reckless.
That's your prerogative.
He's kind of an ass.
May I borrow your newspaper?
You can take the section with the article on the burglary. You're interested in that bit, aren't you?
Yes.
You caught me out.
Here you go.
Thank
Dankeschön.
you.
There's something else.
Tell me about the
You know
conductor.
where the conductor is?
I'd like to know that myself. I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves, and didn't bother getting back on the train. If we don't crack down on vermin like them, the rabble will rule the world one day.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He is not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Well then. I guess my last option is to go outside, but what I do think is we may call it here for now, and we will pick up on the next video. So I thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.